Good morning, folks. Happy Saturday, and welcome to the sixth in our six-part series, Johnson to the Blues. Today, we're going to talk about a tune I found this week. I don't know how well known it is. It's another Lonnie Johnson tune, of course, and it really illustrates his playing style. And I would encourage you to get into some Lonnie Johnson recordings. They're very interesting. I found this one on Apple Music. It's called Blue in G. I don't know if that name's correct. The tune is in the key of E. But nonetheless, he was a big influence on players like T-Bone Walker and B.B. King. I hear so much of what B.B. King does in Lonnie Johnson's playing. It's incredible how many similarities I'm finding between the two players that B.B. King must have picked up before Lonnie Johnson. And I'll tell you what, T-Bone Walker was also a big influence on B.B. King. If you ever listen to B.B. King's earlier albums, it almost sounds like a carbon copy of T-Bone Walker in his solos. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about Lonnie Johnson. Okay, so we talked about him last week. He was born in New Orleans in about 1884. Very sophisticated playing style. He played a lot of different kinds of music. He played jazz, he played blues, he played pop. We're concentrating on his sort of blues catalog in this series. And we'll get into him some more, and I'll probably put some more things out on Patreon this week again from this tune, Blue in G. We're going to go through one chorus of the tune. And I'm not sure if it's all improvised or what, but it's a great tune. I found it on Apple Music. If you can find it, I could not find it on YouTube. I wanted to put a link in this video to the YouTube. I can't find it there, but fantastic tune. Okay, so this guitar is, of course, in standard tuning, which a lot of times Lonnie Johnson played in, although I'm finding he played in G. He played with the drop D tuning, where he had the E string tuned down to D. So that tuning for us in standard is E, A, D, G, B, E. All right, this is the first string. That's the sixth string. All right, so first, let me just play through it. And I pre-recorded myself playing through it because there's a lot to this one. So here we go and enjoy. All right, folks, so now that you've heard the tune, let's just see if we can go through this thing step by step, because there is a lot here, a lot to unpack. All right, so let's just look at the intro to this tune. I'll play you the intro so you know what I'm talking about, and then we'll move on from there. 1, 2, 3... That's basically the intro, okay? So what's he doing there? Well, he is, of course, in the key of E, and he's kind of centering everything here and here. And he does a little up at the 12th fret when he jumps into the 4 chord, which is A7 in this case. All right, so what's happening? First string, 7, 9. And then he jumps to the second string and hits the 8th fret and bends it up twice. And then 9 on 3, 9 on 4. Okay, so what is it so far? And if you'll notice, when I do that, I learned something when I was in college. I studied music for a semester in college, believe it or not, before I became an English major. And I learned a concept that's helped me ever since called economy of motion. All right, and what that said was whatever finger is closest to the next note is the one you use. And the jazz teacher I had, which is a guy named Jerry Kunkel, great jazz teacher, he's out there somewhere still. He was a big proponent of this. And also, it was just like, keep it simple. Don't work too hard. So what I do is I go like that on the first string, first finger, second finger, 7, 9. And then I take my middle finger and bend up on the 8th fret on the 2nd string. Then I take my 3rd finger and bar it across. And how I do that is I kind of lay it where I can feel it touching the 4th string, and I lay the pad of my finger here across the 3rd string. And then I bend up so that 3rd string quits ringing. I don't want that, I want this. Right? So I'm lifting off of the 3rd string as soon as I play the 4th string at the 9th fret. So, and then open 6th string. All right? And then I'm going to play those thirds. 7th string, 1st finger, 7th fret. 1st string, I'm sorry. 1st finger, 7th fret. 2nd finger, 9th fret on 2nd string. All right? That's the first one. And then I move up and I put my 2nd finger at the 9th fret on the 1st string, and I leave my 3rd finger at the 10th fret on the 2nd string. So I'm not lifting my 3rd finger, I'm just sliding it up. And then back to that at the 7th fret, that's 7, 9, and then move that. 1st finger, 5th fret, 1st string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 2nd string. All right, so, okay, and then I take my 1st finger and bar it across the 2nd and 3rd string at the 4th fret. And do much the same thing that I do here, where I lift. So I play that 2nd string, 4th fret, 3rd string, 4th fret, but I lift a little bit so that I'm deadening that 2nd string. Now, the one uncomfortable thing about this move for me is this. I move my 1st finger up to the 5th fret on the 2nd string because it's very quick. It can be staccato. So it's bum, bum, 4th string, 4th fret, 2nd string, 4th fret, 3rd string, 5th fret, 2nd string. And then I'm going to bend up at the 7th fret on the 2nd string. I'm going to bend and release. I'm trying to get this, or somewhere in between those two. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, once I land back on that, and he puts vibrato in it. Hey, there's a connection with B.B. King, vibrato. Then 6th string, 3rd string, 6th fret. Man, I am confused today. And I use my 2nd finger. And then I'm going to go 5th fret on the 4th string, like that, 2 times, bend. And then 7th fret on the 6th string, 7th fret on the 5th string, bend on the 4th string again at the 5th fret, and then back to the 7th fret on the 5th string. So, let me play it for you. All right. Now, there's one last, after he does that, there's one last measure to the intro, and it goes like this. Well, all right, and that leads us into that first chorus. Okay, so all right, so what's he doing there? All he's doing is going 6th string open, 7th fret, 5th string, open 1st string, open 6th, 7th, 5th. All right, so it's all about octaves. All different notes in separate ranges. And then he's going to jump up here. And what am I doing there? I'm going to the 3rd and 2nd string, 1st finger, 12th fret, 2nd string, 2nd finger, 13th fret, 3rd string. And then I'm going to play a triplet. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm going to do triplets for the first 3 measures of the chorus. Now we're getting into the first chorus. So, let me play through the intro again, and then I'll jump into the first chorus and give you a little bit of it. Okay, now we're getting into some real Lonnie Johnson licks, right? So he's going to go 1, 2, 3 on that. Well, he's going to triplets all through those. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom. All right, so what's he doing there? It's that same thing. You're going up to the 12th fret on the 2nd string, 13th fret, 3rd string, 2, 3, boom, boom. And then it sounds like he's going 13th fret, 3rd string, down to the 9th fret on the 3rd string. Kind of sliding down. So, now, here's where we get into one of those I call Lonnie Johnson isms. Just like I have Robert Johnson isms, and that's this. All right. What is that? So, what's cool about this lick to me is it's very, almost like, it's a very swing lick. Right? It sounds like swing guitar or jazz guitar, maybe something Charlie Christian might have played. But Lonnie Johnson was also a very accomplished swing player. So, all right, he's going to the 11th fret. I use my 3rd finger on the 11th fret on the 3rd string. So I'm trying to do like a bend and release. Bend, bend, release. And then 9th fret, 8th fret. Then I'm going to jump down to the 4th string at the 9, 8, 7, 6. And then back to the 3rd string at the 9th fret. And give it a vibrato. Lonnie Johnson did a lot of that. So again, whoops. Boink. So anyway, okay, so there's that lick, and that's very cool. So the next lick is really cool. It's that. All right, what's he doing there? So there's like a string scrape in there. All right, so it's going straight string scrape, open 6th, 9, 7 on the 1st string, and he slides into the 9. And then 8th, and you're going to bend up a little bit. And then on the 8th fret on the 2nd string, and then land on the 9th fret on the 3rd string. All right, what's that last thing? Okay, so he goes, let me just play the chorus up to this point. Okay, what's that? Now, this part of the recording, when you listen to it, it's a little hard for me to discern. It may be hard for you to discern. If you see something different here, please let me know. Share it with me so that I can then share it with everybody else, all right? Or you share it with everybody else. I don't mind knowing I got something wrong. All right, so I almost have to play through it. All right, so there's a string scrape. 1, 2, and 3, and then he goes 7 on the 5th string, 9 on the 6th string, open string, 12 on the 6th string. And then we're going to go to the A chord. Okay, so what happens here? Let me just shift my stuff. Yes, this is, to me, this tune is a little complicated, even for me, and I have to have my notes up here. All right, so let's play through. All right, so what's he doing there? Okay, so let's go back to where we got. All right, and we've gotten that far. Now we're going to go to the 15th fret and bend it up. And then 12. And I try to land on my pinky so I can do this next chord. All right, so what's that chord? 15, 12, 12 on the first string. And then I simply strum that chord, and I've got 12th fret on the 6th string, 11th fret on the 4th string, open 3rd, 10th fret on the 2nd string, and I'm holding the 12 on the 1st string. All right, so what is it? So then you're going to go boom, open, 6th string, 15 again, bend up, 12 on the 1st string, that's all on the 1st, bend up, and then 14 and 14, 2nd string, 1st string. And then I try again, I don't always do it, to land on my pinky at 12 on the 1st string. So what do we got so far? All right, that's where we are. Then you're going to play that A7th that happens up at this fret, up at the 10th fret. So you're going to have your first finger on the 10th fret of the 2nd string, 3rd finger, 12th fret, 3rd string, 2nd finger, 11th fret, 4th string, and your first finger is going to be on the 12th fret already of the 1st string. And you're going to give it a, and you can get that open 5th string in there if you want. So, because it's got a very percussive sound. And he's going to immediately go back to the 15, 12 on the 1st string, and then he does this cool lick. Oh, excuse me. All right. Like I said, even for me, this is very complicated. All right. All right, so what's he doing there? So he's doing, let's play up to that point. All right. Never mind that. So. All right, so all he's doing is going 15, 12, and then 9 on the 1st string, 12 on the 2nd string, and then a bend and release. Like that. It's going to be fast. 11, bend and release. 9 on the 3rd string. Oh, this is all on the 3rd string, by the way. 11 on the 4th string, and then 9. And then open 6th. 11 4th, 9 4th, 10 on the 5th, and you're going to bend. And then we're going to land at the 7th fret on the 5th. So now we're coming into home stretch. We're going to go open. All right? Open. And please refer back to me playing through this thing in the beginning if you're getting confused. Because I know sometimes learning this way can be a little confusing. Also, the tabs are going to be available on Patreon. And like I said in the last video, I changed everything. Now, if you want to be a member, you want to subscribe to my Patreon so you can get all the tabs, it's $1 a month. If you want to go buy this particular set of tabs, it's $5 and it's a one-time purchase. Okay. All right. All right, so what's this next riff? All right, so what are we doing? We're going to open on the 6th string, 9 on the 4th, 11 on the 4th, 9 on the 3rd, 13 on the 3rd, 12 on the 2nd, and then open 6th again. And we're going to the 8th fret on the 2nd string, bending up, and then 9th fret on the 4th string. All right, and that's the whole thing. Now, let's go through that last part together. All right, so it's... All right, that's that fret. We did that. And then, if I were to just play this next without connecting the dots, it's going to be triplets, except for the first. It's going to be 9 on the 4th fret, 9 on the 4th string, 8 on the 3rd string, 7 on the 2nd string, 10 on the 2nd string, 9 on the 2nd string, 7 on the 2nd string, 8 on the 3rd string, 9 on the 4th string. And like I said, the tabs are going to make all the difference for you probably in learning this. So, unless you can just kind of watch me playing it. And then you're going to jump up to the 11th fret. You do a bend and release. All right. Your bend and release. And then that's on the 3rd string. And then 3rd string, 9, 8. 4th string, 9, 8, 7, 6. 9 on the 3rd string, and then open 6th, 7th, 5th, and then you're going to do that. Remember that triad from the beginning that was 7 1st string, 9 2nd string? Play it twice. Wow, that sounds like a B.B. King lick, doesn't it? But it's a Lonnie Johnson lick. How cool is that? That's the last of the first chorus. And you're going to do that lick like this. 4th string, 9. 3rd string, 6, 9. 2nd string, 8 bend. And then 9. All right, folks, I'm going to play the pre-recorded version of me playing this again at the end just so you have a picture of it at the end. And, yeah, enjoy. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. I would love to see you next time. I'd love to see you on Patreon. Like and follow this. That helps me out, and it costs you nothing. And the Patreon $1 a month, believe it or not, it helps me to keep producing all this stuff and producing all the tabs and everything. So, hey, I will see you next week when we are going to start a whole new series, and we're going to look at electric slide players for the next 3 weeks. Next week, we're going to start with Mr. Billy Gibbons. Have a good week.